Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Lighting the Knowledge Candle. The next topic we will be discussing here is Bradford Hill criteria. It is a group of principles. Bradford Hill criteria is a group of principles that provide limited support for establishing evidence of causal relationship between presumed cause and effect. That is, it is a group of principles that provide limited support in order to establish evidence of a causal relationship between the presumed cause and effect. The group of principles include strength, consistency, specificity, temporality, biological gradient, plausibility, coherence, experiment, and analogy. Let's discuss one by one each. Strength. Association does not necessarily imply causation. A risk factor associated with a disease cannot be cause for sure, but the stronger the association, the more evidence for causation. It is discussed under strength. Consistency. Repeated observations of the findings in multiple distinct samples is known as consistency. Specificity. The more specific the presumed cause is to the effect, the stronger the evidence for causation. The more specific that the particular risk factor to the disease, the stronger the evidence for that it is causing the disease. Temporality. The presumed cause precedes the effect by an expected amount of time, which is known as temporality. Biological gradient. Greater effect observed with greater exposure to the presumed cause. Dose-response relationship. Plausibility. A conceivable mechanism exists by which the cause may lead to the effect. Coherence. The presumed cause and effect do not conflict with existing scientific consensus. Experiment. Empirical evidence supporting the presumed cause and effect. Example, animal studies and in vitro studies show the evidence or support that the presumed cause is leading to the disease. Analogy. The presumed cause and effect are comparable to a similar established cause and effect. Once again, strength. Association does not necessarily imply causation. That is, when a particular, for example, we can say smoking is associated with lung cancer, but we cannot say that smoking causes lung cancer. Association does not necessarily imply causation, but stronger the association, more evidence for causation. Strength. So it is a component of one of the components of Bradford Hill criteria. Consistency. Findings are repeatedly observed in multiple distinct samples. We select different samples and the findings are observed repeatedly, consistently, which is one of the criteria discussed under Bradford Hill criteria. Specificity. The more specific the presumed cause is to the effect. That is, that particular risk factor that we are discussing about is associated only with a particular disease. That is, specifically it is associated with a particular disease. Then that risk factor might be the cause for the disease, which is known as specificity. Temporality. The presumed cause precedes the effect by an expected amount of time, which is easily understandable. The biological gradient. Greater effect observed with greater exposure to the presumed cause. The more the risk factor to which the particular person is exposed, the more the chance of the particular person getting the disease, which would be explained with the dose response relationship. Coherence. The presumed cause and effect do not conflict with the existing scientific consensus. Experiment. Empirical evidence of experimentation in animals and in vitro studies. They provide a particular empirical evidence that supports that the presumed cause and effect. The presumed cause and effect are comparable to a similar established cause and effect, which is known as analogy. That's it.